सरस्वती शारदे, माँ सरस्वती शारदे, पूर्ण इस अज्ञान उदधि से, पूर्ण इस अज्ञान उदधि से, वीणा पानी तार दे, तार दे, तार दे, माँ सरस्वती शारदे, माँ सरस्वती शारदे। सूर्य ब्रह्म शिव विष्णु गजानन, जिन चरणों को सेवते। सूर्य ब्रह्म शिव विष्णु गजानन, जिन चरणों को सेवते। हम शिशु हैं अज्ञानी माता, इन चरणों का प्यार दे। वीणा पानी तार दे, तार दे, तार दे, माँ सरस्वती, माँ सरस्वती शारदे। मूरख हम नहीं जाने जननी, मूरख हम नहीं जाने जननी, पूजन वंदन को। आदि शक्ति कर क्षमा हमें, आदि शक्ति कर क्षमा हमें, पूजा के उद्गार दे। वीणा पानी तार दे, तार दे, तार दे, माँ सरस्वती शारदे, माँ सरस्वती शारदे। श्वेत कमल तेरा आसन है, श्वेत हंस तेरा वाहन है। श्वेत कमल तेरा आसन है, श्वेत हंस तेरा वाहन है। हम पर सिद्ध दृष्टि कर जननी, बोध चीरती धार दे। वीणा पानी तार दे, तार दे, तार दे, माँ सरस्वती शारदे, माँ सरस्वती शारदे। पूर्ण इस अज्ञान उदधि से, पूर्ण इस अज्ञान उदधि से, वीणा पानी तार दे, तार दे, तार दे, माँ सरस्वती शारदे, माँ सरस्वती शारदे।
Having PG diploma in management of financial resources. He practiced law in Lucknow bench of Allahabad High Court for about 4 years. He taught LLB classes in Lucknow University before joining SEBI in 1996. In SEBI, he has handled most of the high-profile enforcement and criminal cases. He was associated with many important policy and enforcement-related committees of SEBI and was actively involved in the introduction of settlement scheme in SEBI in 2007. He has also worked as executive assistant to a whole-time member of SEBI. In 2009, he was transferred to SEBI's Northern Regional Office as legal head and subsequently acted as its regional manager for about 3 years. During his tenure at SEBI, he has also acted as an inquiry and educating officer, investigating officer, inspecting authority in many cases. He was very active in imparting financial literacy and investor education. He has been a regular speaker in various seminars, workshops, and other academic activities organized by different organizations such as ICSI, ICAI, CIA, Association, NME, PhD, and Chambers of Commerce, etc. Presently, Shri Praveen Trivedi is posted in Department of Economic Affairs, Ministry of Finance since October 2013 and besides handling legal and regulatory matters of commodity derivative division, is giving his needs-based regular support in post-division of DA. Now, I would like to introduce a theme for today. Financial intermediation lies at the core of economic growth. Over the last century, the financial intermediation has moved from traditional banking operations to insurance, wealth management, asset management, and merchant banking, and any other fee-based services along with mobile and internet banking operations. Much credit goes to the technological advancements and its rapid adoption by the masses across the globe. As a result, transactions are becoming more cashless, growing in volumes, and have also become rapid, fast, and safer. With substantial portion of savings of household being managed by financial intermediaries, many regulators have put in place as built-in safeguards in the system. Growing globalization and increased role of financial intermediaries have made the financial environment more complex and dynamic. As a conscious and responsible business management school, we feel obligated to dwell upon and educate ourselves about the emerging role of financial intermediaries along with the opportunities and challenges associated with its functioning in dynamic financial environment. The Finance Conclave titled Changing Role of Financial Intermediaries is an effort in this direction. The audience will meet and hear gamut of experts on different verticals of financial intermediaries. Now I request Conclave Coordinator Dr. Anurag Singh for his welcome address.
Very good morning to everybody, and my hearty welcomes to our distinguished guest. My sincere thanks to Mr. Rajnish Kataria, our chief guest. I also welcome Mr. Praveen Trivedi, who is a guest of honor for this day. And I also welcome my friend Dr. Amit Bhagat for taking out his time and could manage to be here. I also, in fact, welcome our honorable respected director, Sir Dr. Rajiv Thakur, my dear faculty colleagues, our guests, and fellow students. This conclave is an initiative of the Finance Club of Jaipur Institute of Management. And every year we organize a conclave on some kind of issue which are relevant to run for our students. So this year again, when we sat for almost 2 months back, when we sat for deciding that what will be the area of deliberation. So probably didn't took much time, and very soon there was a consensus view that well, we will be in fact deliberating upon something which is at the core of the economics. So we thought why not to have a conclave on the role of our financial intermediaries and how it has evolved over the period of time, how it has changed, and that's why today we all are here and this theme is there. If I talk about the very basic form of our intermediation, then of course the best example is the role of a banker. His job is essentially to mobilize the funds from the net savers and facilitate the funding, financing need or requirement of the business houses which need to carry out new enterprise or they want to expand, diversify and so on. Over the period of time, this whole model has changed, much because of the advent of technology. And of course, the volume in which nowadays the transactions are taking place, and of course, the pace with which the competition is growing up. And though this intermediation, this word whole is a semantic only. When I say intermediation, I also mean the disintermediation also. Because now people are also, as Sir is from the financial literacy department also, so he has handled that. So Now the people are also investors, they are also in fact getting very smart. They are also having a fair degree of understanding of the market. And so what they have decided, or now we see that a lot of banks, they are being bypassed by the net savers. And people have decided why not to directly invest in the organizations which are looking for the funds. Now it has its own challenges. And intermediation itself, they have their own challenges, because in order to in fact survive in such a competitive market, right, then they have to offer very varied kind of a product range and services. Now these product range and services, at times they are very attractive, and at times you never know basically that you have landed up in a big trouble and your whole investment is at stake. Just a very simple example, if you ask your parents, because right now say most of you are not earning, that where their whole money stays, where they keep their whole money. Right from the day when they get their salary, the money is either in a bank account, normally it goes in a bank account. Then of course it goes through different channel of intermediation. Some money may go with the mutual fund in form of a savings, some may go with an insurance, some may go here and there. So different offshoots of intermediation. Are they really working their job well? The wealth manager or the fund manager, are they really seriously in fact investing our hard-earned money at the right place? What are the safeguards? Are there regulators? And if they are there, are they really working? If they are working, then why so many scams? And in case even if they are working, are they have enough teeth? So why not to, we thought why not to in fact have a session on this so that our young learners, they should also have an idea about it. And so I will not dwell much on this because I think speakers, they are more apt to ponder over the topic. So I leave you over here. Before that, I feel that it would be very proper to share about the profile of our audience with our distinguished guests and speakers. So sir, these are essentially our students from the PGDM program which we run over here. And we have students from final year who are doing their specialization with finance as a one domain. Then we have students from first year who have done their graduation essentially from either from the commerce background or from the engineering background. So that's why when we had a word, I requested you people to make the whole delivery little simple and but at the same time without in fact compromising with the quality. Of course, it's a little bit of trust, but I'm very sure that you will steer the whole session very well. And with this point of view, in fact, I am leading and I'm retreating. And again, once again, I in fact welcome all our guests over here. And I wish all our students a very good learning. Thank you.
Dr. Rajiv Thakur to deliver his welcome speech.
Very good morning to all of you. And it is indeed a privilege and an honor to welcome the dignitaries on the dais. Mr. Rajneesh Kataria from Lipscomb, the chief guest for the day. Mr. Praveen, the guest of honor. And our own Dr. Amit Bagar. So it is indeed a privilege to have you here, and thanks for taking your time out and gracing this occasion. In fact, after the introductory speech and the welcome address of Dr. Inaugural, and with the dignitaries sitting over here, I think I should not be taking much of your time. I should not. We have actually gathered to learn something and gain from the experience which these experienced people are going to share with us on this subject. But just to be very, very brief, I must first of all congratulate my faculty colleagues from the finance area and the students especially with the Finance Club, who have put this conclave together. And I think we are indeed, I must say that we are happy and we are satisfied that this tradition of creating such platforms where we get to interact with experts from the industry and have their views and expertise on certain contemporary subjects is we are able to continue with that, and we are even getting stronger and stronger in terms of the kind of people that we get to hear at this forum. And I think it would be not an overstatement that we would have done almost about more than 2 dozen of such conclaves in the last 2.5 years. So that's kind of the exposure, and as students you should be feeling privileged about it. Secondly, I would certainly like to congratulate again the team for selecting this very relevant topic, which talks of changing role of financial intermediaries. I think my friend, young friend, she introduced what the financial intermediaries are in a basic language. And it is an evolving concept, starting from simple banking industry to now the wealth management, investment bankers, the mutual fund, and so on and so forth. And changing role, how their role has evolved with the evolving context of the society, with the evolving context of business. And what is more important, we must be, and what we should be expecting from the expert is that when we look future, what is the kind of changing role or the changing responsibilities of the financial intermediaries which is going to play in the society or in the financial institutions today. But more fundamentally, I would say that intermediaries, to understand it, it's simpler. Everywhere, if there is a giver or a taker, if there is a donor and a receiver, if there is a supply and there is a demand, you will always find there is an intermediary which adds value to certain things. Value for the supplier, value for the customer who demands, and the value for itself. Now, putting that in context, a simple example could be when I'm talking of a donor or a receiver, you are finding you are having an ailment, there is some kind of a replacement which has to happen, there is a donor, say for example the kidney, and there is a donor and there is a receiver and there is a hospital and a team of experts, and they add value by matching the profile and doing the right kind of transplantation. So that is the kind of intermediation which happens in a day-to-day life, right? Now, I was thinking the morning, go back to the best way to understand more simply is the Indian mythology. We just had Navratras. Talk about Shakti. What is that? There was a demon called Mahishasura, right? I will not go into the question-answer mode, right? He was troubling the gods, right? Now, gods wanted to be, and he in fact conquered the gods. So finally they wanted to get rid out of him. So what did they do? All gods went to an intermediary called Lord Shiva. They all pulled there, and what was the solution? What this intermediary do? He took all the sources, good things of every god, and he contributed his part and created a value and created a Shakti, a power that was, what is Durga, who was able to kill that demon, and the objective was met. The value addition, in the process, there was an intermediary who created some value for someone who was suffering, and an objective was met. So similarly, when we are talking of a financial intermediary, the role of financial intermediary, if you trace back the history of human civilization, even the barter economy, I come across that even where the barter exchanges were happening, there was a role of intermediary, right? When you have, we are all aware of a term called Sahukar, right, who was a money lender. So our society has faced that also. That Sahukar concept prevails even now in some form or the other, right? Then We had certain colonial period, we had different forms of intermediaries there. Post-independence, what do you find? You were building our economy, there was a role of, what was the role? And then the banking system actually emerged and you wanted to be strong. So banking had a greater role to play. And in the process, what you find is that point in time, what was most important was building of the economy, self-reliance, and what was important is that there has to be a significant of investment which has to happen to build the economy, and for that you need to have certain amount of savings. Savings has to grow. Now where this savings from fragmented sources, it has to be pooled in. So you had an intermediary in form of banking system which facilitated this process. We came across the liberalization, post-liberalization period, growth. Investment started happening, globalization started happening, intermediation. So now we are talking of wealth management, investor bankers, we have mutual funds and so many other things, right? So as the economy and the context evolve, you have the intermediaries also evolving, providing different type of services. Now today when we talk of changing role of financial intermediaries, to me what it seems is, particularly what is important in today's context is, India is talking of taking a giant leap, a high level of growth. It is talking of inclusive growth, which means that you need to reach the farthest corner of the country in terms of development. You want to reach the farthest of the man who is standing in the last of the queue. You want to include them. So that is an inclusive growth concept, and there is an important element of financial inclusion. At the same time, you want to have the development through cooperative services, cooperative participation. There is a role of public-private participation. And parallelly, when you look at the global environment, your economy is integrated more and more with the global influences and global economies, and therefore you are finding opportunities as well as you are finding more and more risks around you. Isn't it? Then you have, with young generation, you are talking of entrepreneurship. You are talking of investments. You are talking of FDIs. You are talking of building nations. Right? So in this kind of a context, what is the role which these financial intermediaries are going to play? What are the challenges? What are the risks? I think this is something which we need to understand. And I'm sure with all our experts here in this panel and in the panel to come will certainly be enlightened on these areas, and we hope, we are rather confident that when we walk out, we'll carry much more wisdom on the subject, and we can certainly, with those students who are aiming to have a career in finance, they will certainly benefit in their career. And with these words, I wish a great success to this conference, and thanks. Would like to extend the thanks to all the members who are there in the dais, and also the dignitaries who are to follow in the coming sessions. Thank you so much.